If it ain't clear, I love mecha games. I mean, I literally have white glint on my channel banner, right next to Pyramid Head. What the hell was I thinking designing this? Recently, I've been playing the hell out of the Armored Core games. From 4 and 4 but better to 2 and 3. And Formula Front, but I didn't like that one as much. So in my wrathful lust, I searched for more mech games because I want to drive big metal man with large gun. So I stumbled across a little indie title known as Mecha Knights Nightmare, a game where you are sledding around at unsafe speeds killing these actually scary monsters called Reds or something. So, what is this game? To start off, let me get the story out of the way since, well, it doesn't really have one aside from the main character's diary, I guess. The story is about Ethan joining a mech force or something. The world is not a happy place at the moment. Resources are low, and a war is brewing between the US and Russia. All of a sudden, this race of alien creatures bursts out of Russia and tears up the world with insane speed. So that's where you come in, and the ugly custom mech that you built because you suck at customization. The story ain't much, but it gets the job done as well as it needs. However, you're not playing this game for the story. Just like how you ain't playing any of the Armored Core games for their stories. Don't even act like you do. The story is shallow for a reason. The reason being it's supporting the main focus of the game. Well, the gameplay. And oh man, it's fun. Like, a lot of fun. Right off the bat, you are sledding around, strafing Reds, you go mowing them down with the incredibly wide range of weapons at your disposal. Well, until you find those weapons. More on that later. The weapons you can get range from your average assault rifle up to the portable airstrikes and the high velocity gun. Oh, by the way, use this gun. It's very good. And just like the wide range of weapons, there's also a big selection of pieces of armor. There isn't as many armor pieces I'd like there to be, but it's fine, honestly. But one problem I have, and it extends to another game I'll cover in another video soon. Why are the pieces RNG based? Like, okay, I get that you have to make the game replayable, but come on, I hate having to grind for pieces. Customization is actually fairly deep, from tank mechs to your fast jet mechs to the support mechs with the aforementioned airstrikes. You can also upgrade your stats such as movement speed and weapon recoil reduction. I'm actually impressed with the amount of customization you can do in this game. Like, I actually find myself just browsing through the list of weapons and armor that I find, just trying to customize and make the best min-maxed AC I possibly can. Oh, look at that. I called it an AC completely by accident. I typically go for the average tank mech. A lot of health, not really fast, but a ton of weapons, and you can do that. Okay, with that out of the way, let's move on to what I'm going to mention in all of my mech-related videos, the mech design. And to start off, it's actually pretty damn good. Again, I'm genuinely impressed with this. The mechs seem to take inspiration from Front Mission, with them being really, really obese. Some of the designs are pretty solid actually. There aren't many parts in this game that I don't like. Like I said, I love sticking as many weapons as I can onto my mech and looking like a walking battleship, and yeah, you can. It also tanks your weight though, like I expect it would. Now onto something different, and that's the quality of the missions. Alright, to say it blunt, they're not all perfect. You have ups and downs, and I think the real problem is any lack of terrain deviation. No hills, no dips, nothing. It would be nice to be able to sit on top of a hill and use missiles from a distance, or use that to create space. Cause, I mean, you get swarmed a lot. There isn't really much to use to get spacing between the enemy and you, besides the occasional rock wall. But I would also really like to have a hill so that I can see over the entire battlefield. I don't know, it could be a technical thing, and maybe the developer couldn't add them in. Whatever, it doesn't matter. And that makes the levels seem very basic. I know that isn't supposed to be the main focus of the game, like it isn't with Earth Defense Force. However, the main focus of the game is kind of affected by this. If there's going to be any DLC of some kind, I'd like to see maps where you can go underground, like in Earth Defense Force, like the tunnel missions. I would nitpick about there being no jump, but honestly, it doesn't need one. It would actually break the game if it did, as the monsters can't do any climbing or jumping themselves. Each mission can get a little bland at times, but it keeps it pretty fresh throughout the game by throwing new enemies at you nearly each level. This game also has very good voice acting, when it wants to. The main character sounds like he's trying way too hard to sound like Snake or something.
Might as well get to know each other. Where are you from?
You mean you were going to be my wingman?
He sounds pretty goofy at times, but I actually kind of like it. Gives more character. But the other characters are actually well voice acted. Oh, okay. Okay, shut up. Yeah, Mia doesn't have the best voice acting, especially during her and Ethan's incessant flirting.
Well, hello there. About time my white knight is shining armor showed up. Oh, here's a hand here if you aren't too busy.
I can always find time for you, Lieutenant. Where do you need me?
We got one foot in the grave and you're making jokes.
Funny, you say that while trying to get in his pants. Yes, let's get hot and dirty during a mission that could save the lives of many or end in tragedy. That's honestly the only negatives I have for the game, and they're pretty minor, and that's a good thing. This game is being made by one guy, and what he's made is pretty impressive to say the least. This game gives me a slight hope that mech games could have a chance at being popular. Maybe nothing nuclear like COD, but just popular enough to be known. And so yeah, that was a short video, but that's fine. Just a small review of a game that I played, and yeah. I do plan on making this a series, where I look at mech games to talk about and review. If you enjoyed the video, then please like it and subscribe. I really want this channel to take off so that I can make money off of it and continue making videos for you guys. Alright, see ya.